Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for this very edition of HR. All right, so I apologize for that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for this very important session. And the title of tonight's edition is Reaching for the Top, Strategies for Advancing from Middle Management, HR to C-suite. And you will agree with me that this is a very important topic. Our facilitator for tonight is Mr. Seun Odunlami, and is the head of HR at Dana Hair. He's the head of HR at Dana Hair. I'm positive that if anybody here has entered a domestic flight before, you must have entered his cabin one time or the other. Mr. Odunlami Oluwaseun is an experienced strategic human resource professional with a wealth of knowledge in the HR field. He has a proven track record of creating innovative HR strategies that successfully support organizational growth and development. His talent acquisition, payroll management, organizational development, and employee management expertise has enabled him to identify the best talent and optimize their performance over time. Additionally, he is well-versed in all aspects of employee relations and is knowledgeable in the legal and compliance aspects of human resources. Odunlami is a trusted advisor to employers and is committed to providing the best HR solutions for their unique needs. I would also like to add that Odunlami has actually provided mentorship for quite a number of budding HR professionals and has assisted them in their career journey. It is with so much joy, excitement, that I hand over virtual control to Mr. Seun Odunlami. You have the floor, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Joshua, I really appreciate this opportunity. I also appreciate every one of you. It's not been easy, and then, for you taking out time to come here, I really appreciate you. Without wasting much of our time, let's get into the discussion. I'm excited to be here, and also I want you to be excited because we're going to be discussing this topic in a more practical way rather than theoretical way. So let's start. Reaching for the top. Everybody wants to get to the top anyways. I start for the fact that we all want more money. We want recognition. We want better work privileges, but it comes with hard work, dedication, and which we all need to be aware of. Strategies for advancing from middle management HR to C-suite. Getting to this position, I can tell you, is one thing. Being in that position is another thing. And maybe it comes with all kinds of benefits. You have your initial vehicle, you have people who carry your bag, you have all these specs. They are also very, very good, but they are not for you, they're for the position, because if you remove you from that position today, you don't get them. Okay, so in as much as possible, you join these benefits, you also want to be very, very careful in how you deal with people, how you, what you do with that position, with your power, with your authority. It's very, very important. Okay, so let's get started. I'll run through the background. So for many human resources professionals, the ultimate goal is to reach the C-suite. Okay, it is the highest level of responsibility and leadership. If you see the word carefully, responsibility and leadership is very, very key. You are going to be burdened with a lot of activities. Your brain has to function. You have to be like a superwoman, unlike when you manager, HR officer, where you just deal with, little employees issues. This time around, you're going to be able to deal with management, okay, at a larger scale, strategically, not the usual, why is HR giving me query? Why is 500 missing from my salary? Those are not the issues you want to deal with. You're going to be having to deal with issues. Why have we, gone down in sales? Why is our stock low? So these are not normal things that you want to, just open up your mouth and speak. Yeah, because we didn't do this, we don't do that. You need to understand that you need to speak with facts. You need to speak with data. You don't just speak from the emotional point of view. It doesn't work that way. And leadership is very, very important. We're going to discuss more of that later in this presentation. It carries with a great deal of prestige and financial remuneration. Just like I've said before, it comes with perks. You are going to enjoy yourself. People are going to be opening the door for you. You're going to feel, with your suit, you're going to, shoulder high and all. Very, very nice. I mean, we all want that, but it comes with difficult and huge responsibility, just like I've said before. Before we go in deep with this background, I wanted to, say something. Sometimes you see, when your managers, your directors will tell you want to go for board meetings. If you have ever, for whatever reason, if you have ever, been invited or entered the, boardroom to have these meetings, your very first time, you're probably not going to say anything. Even if you have ideas popping up in your head, most likely you're not going to say anything because you're likely going to be feel intimidated, or you're probably going to be thinking, whatever I'm thinking, whatever I want to share now, does it make sense? Does it not make sense? If I say this, will they abuse me? If I say that, would they look at me like a low-level, employee? So you want to be very, very careful, which is fine. You understand? Because you want to understand the system. You want to understand the process. You want to understand the people you are dealing with. You want to understand the challenges they're going to throw at you. That is fine. And sometimes in this meeting, you just have fun. You just talk and laugh. They joke about things, I mean, that's when business is doing well. When the business is not doing well, they get down to the business. Okay. So we're going to discuss about strategies, steps necessary to move from middle management to C-suite, and the importance of self-development, which is very, very key. Self-development is very, very key. It is when you build yourself, you can now begin to build relationship, understand the business, networking. All those things comes after, but you need to build yourself. And I say you need to build yourself because, I mean, if I ask anyone now, do you know yourself? Do you know your capability? Do you know your skills? Do you know, your competency level? You're probably going to say, yes, I'm good at this. But I can tell you, there's room for development. And when I say room for development, I'm not talking about having to go for one course or 1 year, and sometimes it's not like that. It's more of being relevant to this topic. For instance, we talk about recruitment. You don't want to speak about recruitment in terms of the manager will submit a position form, you feel it, they approve it by manager or the HOD. All those things, that's not what you're going to talk about. What is happening currently, right now? A lot of people are not doing those paperwork again. So you want to be vast in understanding of recruitment processes. That's what I'm talking about. Not just I want to go study 1 or 2 years, and then you have the certificate, you have the degree, you have the whatever, and then you are not able to demonstrate this learning. I mean, what you learned, on the job. That's so you want to be very, very careful when it comes to self-development. Okay. So introduction. The landscape of human resources is rapidly changing and is becoming difficult for HR professionals to advance from mid-management to C-suite. Now, everybody wants to get to that point, top management. I can tell you, even as HR saying, we should run the business. HR should run the business. I can tell you, the account guy is also telling you that he wants to run the business. The engineering guy also wants to run the business. Everybody wants to run the business. Everybody feels they have the competency, the skills to run the business. So for you as an HR person to say you want to run the business, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. You must understand the business from the head to toe, which means you must know the in and out. You must know your competitors, the challenges, everything you must know. Because when you speak, you want to speak from a place of authority. You don't just want to speak and nobody wants to listen. Okay, so it's very, very important for you to know that it is difficult. And for you to climb up there, you need to really, really work hard. When I say work hard, I'm not talking about you soaking yourself in the daily activity of HR, documentation and all that. You want to move away from that level. At this level, you are more of a strategic thinker. You're more of a strategic person. You're not going to, if you ask I mean, if you look at the way you respond or your director respond to you, if you have like, for instance, you have a CEO or CO or chief people officer, they don't type a long mail. They don't type this, blah, blah, blah. They don't do all that. Probably say approved, see me, let's discuss. That's because they don't have time for, I mean, if you send them long episode of whatever, they're likely not to read it, because at that point, at that level, you don't have time for reading stories. Okay, nobody has time for reading story at that point. Just want to, short message. So you want to be very, very careful. Okay, when you are advancing to that level, you don't want to be sharing your thoughts, your ideas through emotions, okay, I discovered last time we met. I mean, nobody wants to read that. Don't try it. Don't do that. Nobody wants to do that. Don't just do that. Do that. Best bet, you want to, equip yourself with the right set of people. Surround yourself with the right set of skills. People who, you don't have to know everything. You want somebody who's very, very good with union employee. You don't have to be the alpha and omega, but you need to understand the beginning and the end of that process. Okay, so that is very, very important. So that's what I'm talking about. So I mean, if you look at it now, we're talking about C-suite. You are talking about the chief operating officer. You're talking about chief people officer. These are people when they walk in. Even you say their perfume, their bags, their shoes shining. Yourself, you respect yourself. You don't just walk up to them to. I mean, we all have different characteristics, different approach. Some people, when they get it, they don't want to, nobody should talk to me. Only people like minded should talk to me. You might not be like that. You might not want to be like that. It's not a big issue. You might want people to, you can decide to have an open door policy where people come around to talk to you. That's fine. It doesn't have to be the way Mr. Lagbaja is doing it, see the way they respect him. They might not respect him. Okay, I'm going to touch on, something about leadership later on, during this presentation. When we talk about leaders, are people following you because they are compelled to follow you? Are they following you because you are giving them something? Maybe they know that you buy lunch every day, or are they willfully following you because they see a path, a growth path? They know that when we follow you, I mean, career-wise, I'm growing. I'm developing, or they're just following you because they just have to. So you want to understand that. Do you actually, if you watch, I mean, I remember, some time ago, there used to be, I'm not trying to, offend anybody here. Pastor Yakilome, he has, he's very cool. He has another pastor who's, almost like that. That tells you the guy follows him in, like, follows him from, believes in his values, everything. So do you have people like that? Those are the questions I'm asking. Do you have people like that? Do you have people who follow you, who look up to you, who want to dress like you, want to talk like you? So if not, that means you want to start working on that. What's wrong? Maybe you do a self-evaluation. You might throw a question out there. I do it a lot. Ask my team members what it is that, let's just evaluate me in terms of this. I mean, and I know my flaws. So you don't pick calls because you don't pick calls. I'm not doing it, so I don't pick calls. I'll probably prefer you send a chat. If you call me once, I don't pick, just send me a chat, I'll respond. I mean, because most of the time people call you, I give you story background. No time for that, especially when you have limited time to, address a lot of stuff. So basically, as a leader, you want to be very, very, very careful. You want to be very, very careful how you relate with people, the content of, what you say, what you present to management. You don't want to go to a management meeting and drop 10 lists of to-dos and don'ts. They are not ready for that. They just want very simple thing. We do this, we get this result because data says this is, areas where we're lacking. That's what they want to hear, not, they don't want to do that. Okay. So let's continue. I want to try as much as possible not to take too much of our time, so we can round up in 30 minutes and then discuss question and answer. So the CISO is responsible for setting the vision and direction of the organization. That's what they do. Okay, as well as creating and executing the strategy to achieve. I remember one time Okay, a staff came to me like, this guy that they call expert, what does he do? You know, he just comes in the morning, he asks for coffee, and then opens his laptop, his desk, no paper. All he does is drink tea, drinks coffee, and he just, flex on his chair, and they pay him money. We have there, we're working our houses, we're doing things, why? And I told the guy, see, you are looking at that guy that way because your understanding of what he does is limited to the office space, what you see. But I can tell you, this guy brings one idea. That idea will feed not only you, but the entire workforce, okay, for years, okay? So it's not an easy position where people don't just look at people say they sit down, they're not doing anything, they don't paper on their desks, just like you, because you have paper on your desk. No, that's your role. Where you move from that level to another level, you won't have paper. You don't deal with paper. You don't even want to see paper. They bring stuff, you sign it, you move, you clear your desk when you get to that position. So sometimes when these guys, when they are thinking, they are trying to see, they're trying to picture a lot of idea, bring stuff together to give a direction and to solve a problem. They play important role in setting tones for the organization, and it's important for them to have a comprehensive understanding of HR function in order to effectively lead and manage the organization. So as an HR person, so we're not going to be talking, you're not going to get there and be talking about disciplinary issues. Anybody that does this, we're going to do this. Then how is that going to help the business? At the lower level, maybe you have a manager or you have an assistant or senior HR officer. They'll deal with those stuff. But at the top level, I mean, that's not what they're discussing. They want to discuss, the business growth. What do we do? Okay, and when they're discussing it, you also want to know that when you're discussing growth, so that you need professionals, you're going to need, manpower for that growth. You're going to need to improve people. So you are thinking towards that goal, not, the other way around. Yeah, we're going to recruit. No, why do you need recruitment? Okay, I mean, don't also forget you're saving costs. You need to save costs. Not every time you want to be spending money. Can we train what we have, the people we have, to begin to learn new technology, to begin to learn new skills, to be able to do that thing that we need to do? So those are the ways you want to be thinking. I think it would just be, spending money. It's not just spending money. They want to make money, you want to spend money. Yeah, fine, you spend money, but don't tell us you want to just be spending money. Okay, if we give you on 1 million, what would come back to us? That's where you want to come in from. Even if you want to spend money, if you tell management, okay, so I understand that you want to do this, you have said you need to have 5 set of people to handle this. I don't think we need to do that. I think we just need to hire 2 people and get them at this rate, professionals who will do it right, who will do it well, instead of hiring like 5 people who drag for a year. We just need professional who will do it in less than 3 months, and we'll pay them good money and then we'll reward them. So that's where you want to come from, not be thinking cheap. We need to employ more hands in our HR, at least 100,000 HR people. You will get 100,000 work, 100,000 naira work. That's what they will give you, So you want to be very, very careful with that. All right, moving on. Okay, I just want to touch on, differences so that we are clear before we move on. The mid-management level, okay, which is typically responsible for managing a team, developing processes, and allocating resources. They are closer to the operational side of the business and usually focus on day-to-day activity, just like I've mentioned. You have people who want to run all those things for you. You don't want to be doing that every time, okay? Sometimes you get involved. Most of the time, you don't have to be involved. Okay, if you're at the top level, if by the time you get to the top level, you have not been able to identify 1 or 2 persons in your team to occupy this middle management role, then we should question your, leadership style, approach. I mean, if by the reason where, say, maybe somebody had resigned or for whatever reason, I mean, outside your control, yes, I understand you have to bring in somebody. But if you have a robust team, I mean, you should have been coaching, mentoring, and then building people. Okay, so they can handle these things. So when they have a challenge, you can understand where they are coming from. Okay. While you see the other, I mean, top management, they compose of company senior executive, CFO, CEO. I mean, we all love the title, but you need to function into, vision, strategy, direction of the company. They have more of a bigger picture of the business and focus on long-term goal, not the short-term goal. So these guys, when they develop strategy, say, okay, in the next 5 years, we want to, we don't just want to operate in Lagos, we want to operate in Abuja, Jos, Ogun State. I mean, they mentioned few. So you're not going to be thinking of Lagos. So you're going to be thinking big. So, okay, what do we need to do? How do we need to approach this? Because as the human resources person, now you want to start thinking, okay, we can't just employ new people in these stations. We need to bring in, send our own, hands who are very competent enough to handle. Maybe you're going to bring in people in other stations, but this also need to bring in, hold hands who guide. So those are the way you'll be thinking. Don't make that mistake of creating a new location and then just put new people because they don't understand the culture of the business, the vision. They need to be cleared on that. Even if you're going to send somebody there on a temporary basis, it's fine. Okay. Middle management, those are the ones that were executed. They were going up and down, movement and all that. So that's their responsibility, not your responsibility. Why they give you, reports, updates on what they have done so far, but you are not going to be involved. They send you, oh, we have looked at this way, we have looked at this, these are the cost implications, this is what we're thinking. You look at it, okay, no, don't do this one, don't remove this one, okay, go away with this one, go ahead with this one, okay? So those are the, and you communicate down the line. You don't just keep all the information to yourself. I think a lot of people do that. You just want to have all the information because they feel it makes them powerful. You are killing yourself, I'm going to talk about, how to delegate work later. You are killing yourself because those are the people that will tell you, I can't go on leave. If I go on leave, the business will collapse. Business will not collapse if you die today. Excuse me. If something happens to you today, business will go on. I tell you, the business will go on. Irrespective of the skills you think you have or whatever you think you have brought from heaven, the business will move on. So you want to be very, very careful. Don't think you are the almighty guru, that is bringing everybody together. Okay. All right. Usually, the middle management usually reports to the CES. Managers have day-to-day activities, hand-on approach. Just if you are coming from mid management, these are the things you should have been able to do, and it's very, very important. Okay. There's what we call these things I'm saying. We're going to see them in the slide. There's what we call being an expert. There's also called being a professional. An expert is an expert, whether you like it or not. These guys are good. A professional, yes, a professional is more of somebody who does abide by the rules. Let's do no by policy. We don't do it, which is good. An expert is different because he has a special knowledge. He understands, can picture everything. Now, that's not what you want to become. You want to become a professional expert. When we talk about experts, if you are not well grounded where you are right now, you are not well grounded as an HR officer, assistant HR officer, senior HR officer, assistant HR manager, you are not well grounded. Excuse me, Masa, you cannot be a professional expert. Because when you are thinking as an expert, let me give you an example. Say, for instance, for you to know an expert, say sometimes you encounter, if you look at where you're coming from, you encounter an issue and you think, oh, how do we resolve it? Sir, we have this issue, we have this issue. Before you even explain this issue, it's okay, don't worry, I know where you're going. No, I know where you're going. You want to tell me this? Oh, yes. Okay, don't go there. Just do this, just fix this, and it will resolve. And then you do this, wow. You look at the person like one alpha and omega in a lie. Because they've gone through the road, they've learned it, they understood it, they know it like the back of their hands. That's why. Not because, if they failed as well to learn all those things, they won't be able to provide this professional advice, this expert advice. You also want to do that. You also want to be very, very careful. You want to learn these things. Learn. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't always be after money. Any work now is 500,000. Don't be careful. Money would come. When you become an expert, guess what happens? You become consultant. Everybody wants to listen to you. Everybody just wants you to be in their team. Everybody wants to if they are talking about issue and you've not spoken. Mr. You've not said anything now. because they know that when you speak wisdom, you speak strategically, you speak understanding. So they want to hear from you. You understand? You want to be the guy, everybody is saying, okay, we have this issue. How can we resolve it? Even when it's not even HR related. But they know because you have depth understanding of issues, you can think through. Okay. And that's why it's very, very important, not just for you to be a professional HR. You want to be an expert in your field. You want to be an expert. It's very, very important. Very, very important. I'm not saying expert means that you know everything. You cannot know everything. Even you don't know yourself fully. Like you evolve every day. We keep evolving. So you don't know yourself. I mean, 100%. So I'm not saying you know everything, that you're alpha and omega in every subject, every area of HR. No, that's not what we're saying. But when you are well grounded, your foundation is solid. You'll be able to speak. You can, speak on matters. Where you don't know, it's easy for you to quickly pick a book or think through it and then find solution or how to resolve it. That's what I'm talking about. So don't, I'm not saying to go and read all the books in this life to become an expert. You read all the books, doesn't make you an expert. You have just read, you have not applied it. Okay. All right. Let's discuss the strategies for advancing. In order to advance from mid-management HR to C-suite, there are several strategies. It is important for us to focus on developing comprehensive understanding of the organization. Like I said before, the business is key. That's what you want to do. Why are you in the business in the first place? Why do you go to work every day? Why is your impact? Why is it important? Okay, I highlighted it there. Know that you belong there, not by mistake, but in your ability to impact and influence strategic change to the business as well as to boost your career. So why are you in the business? Why are you? So when you come to work on a daily basis, you want to impact the business, because why you impact the business, for every idea, for every strategy you share or is implemented, it comes back, the credit goes back to you. I mean, you want to go out there, at that level, even when you want to change job, they're not going to be asking you, tell us process of recruitment, what is deductible, pension. Nobody will ask you that. What have you achieved? What strategy have you developed? What strategy? Those are the things they want to ask you, because they are not looking for, they have that. They don't want you, they don't want to bring you at that top level to come and be discussing grievances, how to manage employee. Trust me, nobody's going to discuss that with you. They go straight to the business. How can you impact the business? When they want to appraise you, they're not appraising you based on compliance. They want to appraise you based on what you have brought into the business, how the business, boom, how, they've made profit. Those are the things they want to appraise you, not by all those little, nobody will ask you that. Okay. All right, moving forward. Self-development, just like I mentioned before, the first step is advancing is to focus on self-development. You need to develop yourself. Okay, you need to develop yourself. It is very, very important. Okay, you need to currently, understand where you are. And then if you know you are going top there, the things that they do up there, you need to begin to think alike. You need to begin to think like them. You need to begin to see things like them. You understand? You are going to come from that HR side where, I used to remember when I was, HR officer, account management, I had monitor money. This money is too small. They should be able to add money. No, what is wrong? Even if they have add 20,000 to my own money, is it too much? It's lack of understanding. Because if you know that 20,000 to your own salary, then across the board, depending on the organization you're working with, depending on the size, across the board, say for instance, you're working with 1,000, you have 1,000 employees, 20,000 across the board. That's an increment, right? Now, is the company able to sustain that on a monthly basis? And don't also forget, every business, they have their peak period, they have their low period. Now, during that low period, will they be able to sustain it? So that's the thing you need to ask yourself, but at the junior level, you are probably not to think like that. You'll probably be thinking, everything should come to you, everything should come to you. They should give me tea, they should give me car, they should give me. You have to work your way up there, when you get that. That's why a lot of time when you see people, when they are still with you at your managerial level, when they now get to the top, you begin to fight them. Hey, we used to talk about this thing. Now you have changed. You're now with management. You don't talk. No, because now they have better understanding that is not sustainable. That's why, not because they've been compromised. They now have a better understanding. That's why, at this stage, it's important to identify your strength and your weakness. Okay, your strength and weaknesses does not mean they are bad things. You just need to know. Say, for instance, that when people oppose your opinion, it gets to you and you get upset. Now you need to work on that. Because what it means is, in the place of work, everybody in that organization is employed there because of what they have here. They have not employed them because they have light skin, dark skin, tall, short, they can carry Gucci bag, they can wear nice shoes, they have lovely perfume. No. I mean, maybe some people that came through back there because they know somebody, but still, why they have employed you there, a lot of people there, it's because of what you have there, what you can bring on board, what you can bring to the business. So for whatever reason, when people engage you, you don't retaliate, don't engage back or discuss. And then somebody asking you a question, okay, why have you done this? This is not professional. It is not, why you say I'm not professional? You say you're not professional. That's why I don't like working with all these Igbo people. That's why I don't like to talk to all these Christians. You fire yourself because you are not discussing, you are not focusing on the subject. Okay, you focus on the subject of the point of discussion. What are they talking about? And I think at that level, by the time you get to managerial level as an HR, you should have built yourself. You should be able to understand when people are speaking. When people are explaining things to you emotionally, you should be able to pick their major concern. Somebody is telling you, yesterday I've been tired. I don't even understand. My family did. I have did. I'm tired. I'm just every time you come to this work, you listen. The person is going somewhere. There's a burden. You understand? He's going somewhere. You just wait. Okay, so how can I help you? I think they should increase my salary. And then you ask yourself, you give me all that background story of 30 minutes just to tell me that salary increment. So it is very, very important. Or they don't come and tell you, I don't like my boss. And they give you all those stories because they feel that is affecting every other thing in their lives. So you must understand that when people, when they share ideas with you and you are not even buying it, so either you go home, do your homework and come back with a counter response. You don't just attack the person emotionally. You can't be emotional when you are at the top level. Say, hey, but our staff now, what are we doing there today now? We have Vishaka. See the way they are suffering. Everybody's suffering. Even people of Vishaka, they are suffering. Okay, so you need to be objective. Okay, even if you want to provide bosses, you need to do a statistic. Okay, because if you're providing bosses, people coming from this area, how about people coming from this area? What is the cost of that? So you have to look at a lot of things. You don't just make decision because as you were coming, that money you saw one star, entering the rain. No. You have to be real to yourself. Okay, so bullet this one. Become an expert in your field through intentional involvement in the business. You have to be involved in that business. That's how you develop yourself. You don't just say, I'm HR, everything HR, that's what I want to know. No. Account guys, what do they do? What are their challenges? You need to know. Your competitors, what do they do? What are they doing better? What are the flaws? You want to know. Okay. Depending on your industry, you have to look at every area, every department. You must know. And the easiest ways to know is try as much as possible. Maybe you want to spend, depending on how fast you learn, a week in every department, or a month, or if you are very sharp, a day in every department. Spend your time with that department. Just understand what they do. You don't have to go there and be asking them questions and be just there. Just carry your laptop, your work, you just go there, sit down, and learn what they do. Your HR, they can enter any office, except if the person is above you. Can even other colleagues sit down there. What's up? Are you doing? Why is HR there? Enjoying my life. You want to feel, and if you wouldn't want to do that, you can ask them questions. Sometimes they don't want to share with you. They probably, say, try to cover up because they know once maybe everybody's scared of HR. Maybe they sent HR, they know our flaws now, they will come and sack us. So, but you want to know that, you want to let them know that you are there not because you want to harm them, but you want to understand the business. Okay. You want to go out with the business development guy, understand what they do, how are they doing it, the sales and marketing, what are their challenges, how are they doing these sales, how are they marketing? So when you understand, when you get involved, intentionally, you get involved in all these things, know them in total. Know them like you know yourself. Of course, you are involved in the business, involved in them. Know the business well. That's when you are speaking as HR, okay, somebody is speaking, so hey, I think we should do this for my team. They are suffering. Excuse, wait. And I understand what you are saying. I know your team. This, and these are their challenges. You are not addressing their challenge. You are just trying to, give an, broad overview of, what the issue is. We need to, so when you are speaking, they now know that you know what you are saying, not just because you are speaking from an opinion side or sentimental side. Okay. All right. Build relationship with stakeholders. Okay. That's like, coming from what I just said, you need to build relationship with people. Even if you are going to move up, if you are going to get help, irrespective, whether in the office environment, outside, it is through people. Even God will not come down for able to help you to say, yeah, I carry you, my daughter, my son, enter this place, enter into your. No, somebody will be the one to, whatever is directed by divine, it's somebody that will lift you up. It is somebody that will recommend you somewhere. It is somebody that will speak on your behalf. So you need to begin to build relationship with key people, not, people who just want to hear what you have to say, but you can't actually, they don't have impact in your life. You can have such people, they will be there, but when it comes to your career, your professional, so you want to have people who impact you. And thanks to Mr. Deosho, this is a platform whereby you can learn a lot. A lot of people come here, present, you like them, you think this somebody you can look up to, you follow them, you ask questions, and they will guide you. Okay. So it is very, very important for you to build relationship with key stakeholders. You can demonstrate your commitment and dedication to your organization. Additionally, it will help you gain access to opportunity. Numerous opportunities, numerous information. Okay. And today now, if HR says, if the organization says, okay, we want you to do a general review of our staff, but first we need you to, check what our competitors are doing, check all the data. I bet if you call it in HR, except they are like your best, call HR, please, I need your salary slab. They will not share it. No HR will share theirs. They can give you a rough estimate. Okay, this position, we are between 150 and 180. And trust me, maybe they're even 137. They push you guys to hype yours, they'll get your to hype. So you want to also be very, very careful. But when you have proper relationship, good relationship with people, before you face any, those are why we have HR platforms. Okay, HR platform, people have issues, just quickly chat. I have this struggle in my office. How can I resolve? Is it good to? No, don't do that. Speak to yours. That's what we're talking about. You build relationship because they help you. You don't have to know everything, but when you have people who can support you, who can guide you, it helps a lot. Okay, as a leader who is following you, just like I mentioned before, in learning and aspiring to be better. Okay, so it is when you build relationship, when you begin to build relationship, and then you are begin to become relevant in your position, you impact people. I don't know what, you don't have to know everything. I keep telling people, you have a team member who is brilliant, who is smart, and then you are feeling threatened. You are not smart. It's you that you don't feel threatened. In fact, it should be to you, wow, yeah, he's smart. And then you begin to encourage the guy. Acknowledge that they are smart. What is wrong with saying that somebody is smart? It's not taking anything away from you. A team member who is smart, guy, you are good. Guy, you are good. I have issues, guy. Resolve this for me. You resolve it, you send it back to me, I continue. Does that take anything from me? No, but because you think you lack content or you lack the skills. No, because the person also knows that you are there for a reason, except you got there by mistake. You understand? But if you've gotten there through hard work, dedication, there are stuff you know, and the person will look at it, okay, leadership is not about just knowing anything. Like I said before, you guide people. When they have issues, they'll come to you, oh, these are the issues. Oh, yeah, this also person said this, also person said this, they are threatening us. You calm them down, don't worry. See what we're going to do. You do this, you take step A and B and C. And they do it and they see result. Wow, my God, wow. You're too much. The same way you acknowledge them, they acknowledge you. So that's how you begin to build relationship, mentorship, coaching, and they are learning from them, they are learning from you. Learning is both ways, not only you, only them learning, they are learning, you are learning. Okay, so building relationship is very, very important. Networking. What we are doing here is part of networking. Okay, you network, you begin to, powerful, tool is networking. You can never underestimate it, especially when it comes to career advancement. You can never underestimate networking. It is very, very important. And I think if you are going to get top there, if you want to remain at the top, you need to network. You can't sit down in the comfort of your office. So it's only me. I don't want, they call you for management. I'm not interested. It's none of my business. Just continue. You get to a point, you just find out you're there. Everybody, they move. You are there. Network is very outside your, business environment, outside your, I mean, they'll call for HR, gatherings somewhere, just people to come, HR. So I beg, they are not doing nonsense in the talk there. They are not saying you should come, even if the rights they are going to serve you there is no, you don't want. Don't go there because of the rights. Go there because you want to network. There are people who come to such meeting because they want to take advantage of others. We know you, but we are talking about going there to network, and a lot of people they are in their current position because of network. Just you'll be amazed that the skills you have, the competencies you have, a lot of people don't have it out there, and then you network. Wow, this guy is smart. Okay, please, we have this position. Do you think you can consider that? That's how it happens, not just because you think, you don't go there because of the rights. If that is what is troubling you, or you think, and then when you're going to dress, dress the way you want to be, approach, you want to break. I've seen all of this kind of thing. You just dress happily. The way you present yourself matters. I don't want to employ a manager that you just happily, because I'm asking myself, staff won't respect you because they just talk to you anyhow. Even when you have, you've got stuff, they just disrespect you, whether you like it or not. It's not their business. But when you dress in a presentable manner, respectable manner, before the sir, and then you address it. I'm not saying you, sir, but they disrespect, they accord you disrespect and regard. Sir, we're thinking of, if you don't have answers, just okay, don't worry, I'll get back to you. Okay, let me think through it, because this issue, the way I'm looking at it, I'll get back to you. And then you go, you look at it, you resolve it, and then you get back to them. Okay, so networking is very, very important. Inspire people to yearn to learn and grow, and not through manufacture. I've mentioned this before, so even you as when people come to you, the things that you say, you want to be very, very careful. Your choice of word, the language, you want to be very, very careful. You're in an HR gathering, they are discussing, you can't use any HR terms. You a professional. You're talking about HR stuff, you are there, you don't have anything to say. That doesn't speak well of you. Doesn't show that you have content. Whether you think you know it or, a lot of people I know, you probably experience it. Sometimes you want to interview people, you get CVs, you see some positions. So you are looking for, say for example, we are looking for HR manager, or just HR officer, or senior HR officer. Somebody, I understand the economy. Somebody with HR manager will apply, blah, blah, blah. And they ask them, oh, you are a manager. Why do you want to? Only for you to discover that it's the manager to about 5 employees. That person cannot even, most likely will not be able to function in an environment where you have over 500 employees as HR manager. I can tell you, because you'll be overwhelmed. If you tell the same person who is doing payroll for 5 people to do payroll for 500, error will follow that payroll, except it is automated. Okay, so it is very, very important. Okay, creating a plan. What do you, what plans do you have to get there, to remain there, to stay there, to grow from there? It's difficult. When you are climbing up, coming down is very fast. When you're climbing up, you take strength, energy, resources, you climb up. You get to this point, relax. You want to grow further, you go again. Okay, but you need people as well. Okay, so as you are growing up, as you are growing, and you are needing people, so also you begin to delegate responsibility, task. Don't club yourself with everything. You were HR officer before, you're a senior HR, you're just carrying everything. You're HR manager, you carry everything. You grow again, you carry everything. You will kill yourself. When you grow, you begin to delegate, you begin to, share responsibility. Okay, this one, okay, you handle this one. Let people take charge, give them that responsibility. Don't be afraid to let them in. You have failed and you've grown. Let them fail and let them take it up from there. Okay, let them fail and learn from their mistakes. Okay, there are tasks that you do yourself. There are tasks you don't have time. You defer it. You send it to somebody else. Okay. See, I do it a lot. My team, they know me. I receive like this. Please treat. Please handle. It's short. I don't like stories. Please, and they will do it. Delegate that. You defer it. If you cannot do it at that point in time, you keep it somewhere. You note it down. Don't forget to, because that can create another issue. And it is not important. You disregard. Okay, that's the way you become. You begin to build yourself as you grow up, as you grow, you begin to look at plans that will help you grow. When do you want to study this? When do you want to learn this? You need to begin to put those things there. It's important to set realistic and attainable goals. Okay, what do I want to do? In another 2 months, I want to try and understand this. I want to understand this unit. I don't know much about them. And then you do it. Okay, in the next 5 weeks, I need to get this done. You get it done. That's the way we begin to create plan. You begin to grow. As you create a plan, you grow. Don't create a plan that will overwhelm yourself. Say, I want to do this, I want to do this, like to do 50. Where do you start? No, don't do that. Create simple plan. One, in fact, if you don't want to, one is okay. Learn one, you're okay. If you convince yourself, okay, I want to learn one thing every quarter, you are fine. Don't stress it. Don't look at somebody, this guy is learned like 5 things. I want to have to. No, don't do that to yourself. Okay, because you'll be amazed. I mean, it's better you are growing slowly than you rush and you are not even learning anything. Okay, so as you are growing, as you are creating this plan and learning, you are developing your skills, your competency. Begin to dump and delegate responsibility. Begin to let them out. Don't overwhelm yourself. Begin to share, all the things you've carried, the skills you carry, the one that you have used to, you've used to get the profit. Share to others to let them also use. Don't be afraid that somebody will share that, somebody will learn this thing and they will move you up. It only means that you don't want to develop. I'm not afraid of anybody coming to say, oh, I challenge you, I will take this seat. Come and take it now. Maybe it's me that have allowed it because I've stopped learning, I've stopped growing. You understand? So if I have not done that, you can't, because if you share, I'll share my own. If you do this, let's begin to share this thing. Let's see who will last. But if you stop learning, that's when you'll be afraid that somebody is going to take your job or somebody that knows more than you. I don't care. I mean, I want you to know more than me, because the secret is, if your team members, if they know more than you, your life is good. I'm telling you, you'll be resting. Because why? It reduces a lot from you, your body. When people come to you, say, hey, we have this issue, go and meet social person, and they will go there. It will resolve it. That headache is out. You can focus your energy strategically to helping the business. But when you want to be the alpha, they bring out the issue, you won't even get anything done. You are going to get stuck in that position, So you want to be very careful, staying focused. As you work towards achieving the management of system, it is important to stay focused on your goal. This means setting aside each day to work on your plan and focus on self-development. Additionally, it means surrounding yourself with positive people who will help you to stay motivated and accountable. Okay? You want to be very, very, put here, being authentic and be real. Remember, you're still evolving. So in being you, knowing you want to be consistent. When you get to the top manager, when they are having a meeting, when they are discussing, you can't keep shifting goalposts. Today, they know you to be firm. When you say this, when you tell them, don't worry, I'll get this done, you get it done. Next time, I'll get it done, I get it done. How far? I forgot. No, you can't do that. If you are the go-getter, the get it done person, to say once they speak, you say you get it done. You have to maintain that status quo. You have to maintain that level. You can't be here today and be there tomorrow. You have to be consistent. Okay, you have to be real. You have to be you every time. You say, no, somebody says, you don't buy that idea is not legally up. We cannot do it. Not tomorrow, they will not have the meeting again and say, okay, I mean, if it's something that because you lack understanding, yes, you can shift goalposts, but not when it comes to things like ethics, policies, and you can't be shifting goalposts. Policies are supposed to be flexible. And for you to change it or modify it, you have to have concrete, genuine reason. Don't be following people who change policy because of one person so that everybody will benefit. You close back the policy. People do it a lot. You know, say, you need to bring in this person, and for this role, it requires masters. Okay, you just change the policy. Anybody that has 2 years experience, at least it's okay. Just to bring the person in, and then you go back to switch it. Once you try it once, I bet you they'll continue to, because they know you have done it. Alpha now, help me do this one. Say no, I can't do it. Why would you say you can't do it? You've done it before, so you have to do it for everybody. Yeah, that's one thing with HR. I try as much as possible. Even sometimes, I mean, people come to you feel for them. You say, please now, I want to help you, but once I do it for you, I know the next person will come, and I have to do it for them. That's one of the reasons why people don't like HR. But it is what it is. You know, you are not employed for people to like you. You're employed to do your job. Sacking people is part of your job, whether you like it or you don't like it. You say, no, what would they do now? How would they go? How would they cope? If you don't want them to do that, also find a strategy to be encouraging people to do what is right. That is, when you begin to notice that they're already failing, seeing one, first one, second one, go and meet the person, counsel the person, guide the person, support the person, see what their problem is, begin to help them resolve it. Not when they now tell you to go and sack and say, please now, what can we do for this person? It's too late to cry when the head is off. Okay. Thinking strategically. One of the most important skills to have when advancing is to be able to think strategically. It means bigger picture, understanding each decision affect the organization on time goal. When you say strategy, sometimes a lot of people think strategy is one big thing. No, it's not a big thing. It's just for you thinking and getting results while avoiding all kind of issues. Okay, it's as simple as that. Don't be thinking strategy is one big thing, strategy, do strategically. What is that you are thinking that you do? You understand? So when they talk about strategy, you want to be, just be open-minded. Look at things. It's okay. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Look at it. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. At the same time, we don't have time. Okay, which one is important? You're just thinking through things. You understand? You just think it's okay. Our product is not selling. I'll try this. It's not still. Remove this cover. That's. I'm saying that it looks like no matter that's the thing they are discussing there at top level strategy. You can find out how far together and then you make informs your decision. Not that you just I think we should outsource. You're not even thinking, it takes a lot of time to simplify. I think we should begin. Now you're thinking smart. That strategy, how? Okay, what's the cost of this? This is what we spend, and it helps us to get this result. This is what. That's what we're talking about. Okay, people, give me an idea, and they begin to think. Look at the problem, understand the problem, and see how to deal with it. Deal with it without having to have a recourse to the business or to you or to your profession. It's simple. Okay. Additionally, it means having the ability to anticipate potential risk and opportunity and developing strategies to capitalize on them. You understand? They told you that the business wants to improve. They want to go to this, want to go to what do we do? If we begin to recruit managers for this position, it's going to cost us, and they won't understand the business. And then you look at your team, people who you've been building succession plan. A lot of people don't do succession plan. We can pick Adewale, we can pick Nkechi, put them there. Let's try them for 6 months. Let's say good. Not because you are saving costs, but also you are building people. Because you bring new people, now you've kept them there, you've brought in, and then they are disgruntled. They will come to you. You see you, they will come to HR. See, can't we do it? Can't we do it? So how have you been training us? Then you have to do this. It's not like that. You see, sometimes dealing with the cooking up story for them. That's why people don't like HR, because you cook story too much. They'll be packaging everybody. No, strategically look at it and see, okay, even if management is not buying that, I don't think HR. No. I've looked at that, I've studied that. She has done this, she has done that. I think we can give her. Let's try for a month. You are helping, you are building people. You think Nkechi will not be happy with you if you do that? You'll be happy, even if you're not loyal eventually. It doesn't matter, but you have done your job. It's on record that you help boost somebody's career. Okay. Know your organization, know why your organization exists, why you work there, why your input matters. So just like I've mentioned before, so in thinking strategically, you have to know your decision. You have to know the business in and out, why it makes money, why it doesn't make money, where it makes its money from, where it doesn't, who its competitors are, who are not. You understand? Their potential, market. I mean, you need to know the business, their targeted audience. You need to know, okay, and why you are there. You need to know. A lot of people go to work, they don't even know why they're there. That's why they get bored. People get bored. One of the things that is interesting about HR, I don't know why some people think HR is boring. It's because it involves human being. Human being are not static, they're dynamic. That's why it's interesting. Sometimes all kind of tell you listen to a story and you're amazed. Wow, you study human beings are just funny. Because every day new things will come up. I can guarantee you. I mean, your normal daily activity might almost look similar, but new things in a week, something else will change. I say HR is very, very interesting. Okay. So you need to understand why you are there and how your input matters. Okay. So every day you want to be very careful of the things you say, the things you do, how you relate to people, how people perceive you. Not like you. I mean, when I say how people perceive you, I'm not saying you should be mindful of who is greeting you or who is not greeting you. I'm talking about it. Even when they don't like you, when they are speaking, so yeah, I don't like this HR. I bet you, if you're a professional, when they're out there, somebody says, I'm looking for a professional HR, they will recommend you. So I know one guy, which is very good, but you just say, guy, Chris, what do you mean by saying, he's very, it doesn't give way. They are selling you. You understand? That's why very, very important for you to know what you are doing. Because if you compromise, just do things shabbily. So, that's how HR. Okay, that one will be HR. I'll tell you, just give him 5,000, you go and remove 5 from remove your one and take it. You are not going anywhere because that will continue to bite you for the rest of your life. Okay, so you want to know why you are there, and you need to act professionally. Seek opportunities. Be proactive in seeking out opportunities. I'm not saying leave your organization. Okay, if your organization cannot help you build your career, then you need to seek opportunity. If your organization is not presenting opportunity, then you need to look for opportunities through networking. Okay, look for open position in institutions, apply for them, and make your case. Okay, so if there are different ways people get to that top level. Either you've been in the organization, you understand their business, they know you and they trust you and they take you there. That's fine. Sometimes some organizations, you know that if you've spent 50 years, you won't get there because they keep bringing brother-in-law today, the son, somebody or something. It rotates through the family. So you are not going to get there. You need to plan your opportunity to go and develop yourself somewhere. There are opportunities abound everywhere. But once you build yourself, opportunity will just prepare yourself. Opportunity means preparedness. You understand? Okay. All right. Positivity. You have to be positive in the way you think, in the way you approach work. Don't be the we're thinking. About management, they are talking about things to do. We're thinking we can make a profit or revenue increase by 30%. You are lost already, and then because you are lost, that's not possible. Remember that it's no. Don't do that. You have to be positive. You have to think through your normal mind. Go outside your normal thinking faculty. You have to go outside your normal thinking faculty. You can't restrict your talk. You can't be caged. You can't do that. When they are speaking, when you don't understand, you don't have to talk. When they speak big grammar, you don't have to talk. Just keep quiet, note things down. Do like smart, act like if you are smart. Just look serious. People are dishing out ideas. Be writing them down. When you get to go and research, call people, network. These things, have you guys done this before? Oh yeah, we've done it. This. Okay, what are the challenges? How did you manage it? And then you come to the meeting will happen again. You come. Mr. Adesina, you mentioned something about we should do it. Have you considered that we can actually, and they are looking like, where did you get that? That's true. We didn't consider that too. Now that you've mentioned it, it's not like you open your mouth and say, I got it from my friend. No, you're not going to see that. You will smile inside your body will be sweeting you. That's what we're talking about. Okay, but once you are positive, I mean, you are not afraid, you're not seeing every challenge as a threat to your life, a threat to your position or your competency. You are good to go. In this life, everything is possible. Just find a way. Today, we are doing virtual, everybody see me, Before, it wasn't possible. If somebody had mentioned it a few years back, so, no, are you kidding? Forget it. It's not doable. But it's happening. So always remain positive. For every challenge they throw at you, just look at it. Okay. It's not like I have an idea right now, but let me think through it. Even if your organization has not done it, maybe they've done it somewhere else. Just research, do network, find out. You get one or few responses, and then you come back and then you present it. Okay, don't be closed-minded. No. Because in remaining positive, it gives you the ability to begin to think outside the box. There is this series I used to watch. I've forgotten it's on Apple TV. I've forgotten that they coach something like that guy is good. He's always positive. Even when they're losing the game 4-0, he's positive. You have to be positive. And when your team, when they say the positivity, they are encouraged. This one, that one lose. But people are complaining, this one, I'm tired. I don't do why. In every organization, you find one or two people that will tell you that no, this organization not treat me right. But when you remain positive, don't worry, we'll get there. That's the way me I speak. Don't worry, we'll get there. We're almost there. We'll get there. We will get there. It might not be now. I can tell you, change. The way change works, you'll be amazed. One simple idea, one day, will transform everything and will erase all the pains, the tears that everybody has been. One simple idea. So that's why you want to remain positive. You don't want to be the one saying it won't work and then you think it won't work, and because you think it won't work and then you log out. When you are blank in thoughts and ideas, keep your mouth shut. When you're at the meeting, when they are talking, when they're discussing strategy, when you don't have idea, my brother, my sister, my colleague, just be sipping your tea and be looking serious. But I don't even sip tea, just look serious. If they ask you, what can you say about this? I'll get back to you guys. I have to think through this. Just look serious, like if you're with them. Okay, and then you go and quickly do research, and don't just they ask you a question and you think, if I say this anything, they'll say I don't know anything. The MD will say I don't know anything, and then you now speak rubbish. When you speak that nonsense, you can't take it back, because now everybody will looking at you like, this person don't like this. That's all this thing. You don't want to give that impression, because to clear that name, to clear your name, it will be difficult. So once you don't have a on this matter, maybe I'll get back. So even if the MD is abusing you, what kind of nonsense so I apologize, but I assure you I'll get back with something, very good. We need to make decision now, but what if you also need to make decision, I'll tell you, is somebody dying that want to make decision? No. I mean, are we something happening? So let's look at this. There's reason you can put this reason I've said this. We need to look at this strategically. And I think we need to think through, because I don't want us to make hasty decisions here, sir. And they will think you're trying to, pacify everybody. Don't do it. Do your research. Go deep. Bring out stuff, and then you go back and then you present. Okay. So be careful of what you say at management meeting. Don't go when I say management, not managers meeting where people talk when I'm bored when they are talking real money. Go there and go and say nonsense. Don't do that. Be careful how and what you say. Okay. Communication. I mean, we all know that communication is very important. Okay, communication is very important. I don't need to, dwell on this. It's important to develop strong communication skill. Body language, you need to know. I mean, you're in a meeting. The CEO is already agitated. I don't like what we're doing in this company. I don't understand what everybody's doing. Looks like nobody's serious, And then because maybe a staff has been bothering you, or there's something you want to quickly get done. Yes, sir. I also think we should discuss salary review. You are not, you are just going to, in fact, God help you, is not some people that that they sack you. That day you are gone. So you want to understand body language. It's part of community. You understand body language, understand the mood, you understand the atmosphere. When you want to speak, you speak well. Don't speak too many words. Speak what you want to say. Don't speak Sometimes people carry emotions, when they want to speak. It's fine at some levels, but at top level, maybe you want to get buy-in, you can, use some emotional stuff to sell your idea. But most of the time, people just want to hear, people don't want to be discussing back and forth. No, we should do it. Why we should do it? I think we should not do it. No, I have somebody, we should just do it. No, we don't speak. Speak with data, speak with facts. People will listen to you. Clearly articulate your idea, explain complex concepts, and present data in a compelling way. You just present your fact. Don't talk too much. Just this. I've looked at it. I've seen this. And I think we should do this. Simple. I mean, one of the reasons why. Clearly we know that organization differs, right? The benefits in one organization differs to the other. Now, aside the fact that it's not because the HR in this organization is better than the HR in this organization. It's not also because the HR in this organization is able to sell idea to the management and is getting approval for staff welfare and all kind of benefit than this one. No, it's also a function of the owner of the business. Okay, the mindset, their idea, their idealism, their approach to the business. It's also a function of the revenue. Okay, so sometimes people just look to each other, it's our HR is poor. Hi. And then you'll be feeling bad. Look at other HR for that company, they are doing well, they're helping their staff to get. We were not able to. No, don't do that to yourself. It's not just you. As long as you are playing your role and your part by getting that and presenting it, if it's not approved, it's not you. One of your roles is to advise. Whether it is accepted or not, it's not a responsibility. Please don't feel bad that you think you're not doing it. Some organizations, they've gotten so that, in fact, their MD just wants to say, so I think we should do this one. Why? We'll go. People will love you for it. Go ahead. Some owner of the MDC, they are not interested in who people will love them. They're interested in the money. So why should I do it? It's just that staff money. Please look for something. Look like you don't have a job. So you need to understand who you are dealing with. Some organizations, like I always tell people, every MD, CEO, owner of business, they are like, see them like a father. Okay, when a father comes back from work, say mid-month, there's no money, and the child says, "Oh, daddy, I want to buy ice cream. Buy me ice cream." No father will give money to buy ice cream. Just tell you, what's wrong with you? I was asking at this time, please go and sit down. The same way with owner of business, where you go and meet them, you present your case when they're not interested. They don't bring that stuff to me, right? Or request to me. They don't want to deal with it. But come when they pay salary, oh, they want to buy ice cream. Which one? Only you buy for everybody. Because why? There's money, they're happy. So you need to study management, you need to study their accounting, you need to study before you present it. So let's do this one. I know how to do all those things. Just present. Can we do this now? Look like say, hey. Once you get approval, sign like this, not going back. And then you run with it. Okay. Learn to speak the language that management can relate with and understand. It's the only language they know is money. So you have to come from that point of view. I think we should do this. So when you're saying like that, okay, so you've discovered that a lot of people are coming to work late. Of course, there can be many reasons. Maybe transportation issue, fueling issue, all kind of issues can be, make people come late. But you want to address it. And then you want to address it, maybe anybody that comes to, to work without being late in a month. You want to give the person maybe a spa or movie ticket or something. That's money, right? But, it's not like you want to give them cash, but it's money. So in presenting to management, you have to present it the way to say, okay, I noticed that when people come late, we are losing productivity like this. That's why this production it has dropped. So I think if you can get people to begin to resume properly, or can get people to be working like this, or can get this will, when they see that way, they will approve. That's how you are thinking strategically. The things we say and do must be aligned, which means also technically, just like I've said before, when the things you do and you see must be authentic. They can't see you like this today and they see you like that tomorrow. Okay, become a professional expert in your field. You must know your stuff. You must know your onions. A lot of people don't like onions, but you must know your onions. You must know it in and out. You must understand it. You don't have to know it in depth, but you must understand it. The basics, you must understand it. The reason why it's being done, you must understand it. A lot of HR, when staff ask them questions, staff that don't, a lot of staff, they go through labor law handbook, they've read it. Some HR don't even understand their own handbook. They've not read it. I don't understand. You don't even know your handbook. Staff will not ask you questions inside handbook, is in a handbook. They should sack you. Your handbook is the first thing you want to study as HR. You want to know it in and out. So when somebody is quoting something, you say, no. I mean, I get where you're going, but that's not in the handbook. No, it doesn't say that. Say, no, go and check it. I say it doesn't say that. Okay, let me show you. It doesn't say that. That is you knowing your onions. That's you becoming an expert in your field. Okay. So don't be swayed by, the fact that you carry the title and then you think that's the end. No, there's more work, there's more responsibility, there's more work to be done, and you need to deliver. It is your responsibility. You owe it to yourself to deliver. If you want to remain at top, if you want to go, become expert, you go from the C-suite and become a consultant, become the CEO, become MD, and then you are good. Okay, you have to build yourself. You have to build yourself, build your competence, build your confidence. Okay, and I think that's all. So, comments or questions? Mr. Adeosun, all right, done with the presentation. Any question?
Thank you so much, sir. That was a masterclass from a seasoned professional. At this intersection, we would like to take questions or comments, or you also want to share experience. We are not in doubt that there may be other people here who are also at C-level today, or who have made significant progress in their career, and they would like to share one or two insights. Okay, kindly do raise your hands so that we can call you up to share your experience or ask your questions. We appeal that the questions should be related directly to what we are discussing today only. All right. We'll take Demola first and then Olabode next. Okay. So what I've done, Demola, I've made you co-host so that you can unmute and ask your question, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, Mr. Adeosun. Mine is not even a question, but I was able to draw similarities from what Mr. Shion said regarding relationship between junior officer and HR person. A lot of what he said about not being threatened by junior officer smart things. That's what I was doing. My boss will ride on time. I mean that I'm this much, so he rides on it and he gives our department a feel of, our department is actually making waves in the organization. So every department is like, my boss is at that level. I could just say everything. So I just want to just thank you basically for making me to see, and also explanation on the strategic thinking. It made it so simple. Now I know what it means. I understand what it means. It made me that it, and it made it so simple. I want to thank you for that success. I'll go back to YouTube for what you say. Even though I've really got all through the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Odunami wanted to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to, it's a shame. It's just part of managing people. Maybe, I don't know, I've never felt threatened by any of my colleagues. Not because I think I know what I have. I work with people who are very brilliant, they know a lot of stuff. Okay, it's not nice. It's to your own advantage, honestly, because I like easy things. Once you know stuff, you identify the skills of your team members. When you know their strengths and their weaknesses, it helps you a lot. When you have a task, okay, you do it, because the person will get it done. And it gets to a point, they so build their confidence to a point whereby when they bring stuff to you, you're not looking through, you're not micromanaging your sign. When they even see their own mistake, they come back to you to like, sir, I made the mistake and you signed already. Oh yeah, let me see. them because you give them that confidence, and because you're not going to say, you must pray to that. I told you don't do that to your, because the next time when they make mistake, they will cover it, and then management gets to see it, and then it bounces back at you. So it's always good to encourage people. I mean, you also made mistake as you're going on, so they will make mistake. You listen to them, understand them, relate with them. Like, I don't in my office. Sometimes I just carry my laptop and sit with my people. We just work together. We'll do stuff together. It helps because you begin to. I mean, it's more like learning on the job. Okay, why are you doing that? I mean, sometimes you see what they're doing. You say, hey, see how you can do it better and faster, and then you show them immediately. And they learn it. Say, oh wow. Look at you like you're acting like guru. Usually you can. I mean, you can just I'm the boss. And then sometimes they know this. Oh God, that's not the way to do. See, do it the way. I mean, it doesn't take anything from anybody, honestly. But thank you for the comments. I appreciate it.
Okay, let's move swiftly to Olabode. You can unmute and share your comments or your question or your thoughts quickly.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Odunlami. Thanks so much for the exposure tonight. For me, I feel like I have a lot to learn. Still have a long way to go. Okay, so basically, I want to talk about the thinking strategically and self-development. Okay, so I noticed there are times you work with some managers. Probably you have some strategic ideas, and some managers like shut you down. They don't want you to talk. When you have the opportunity to sit in like a management meeting or forum, when they invite me like a team lead. So oftentimes I notice some managers don't want you to talk, probably because you take their shine. So in such a situation, what do you think one can do? And secondly, on self-development, I want to ask, what do you think one should be learning now? If like I find myself in the middle management cadre now, what specific, let's say someone in the outsourcing space, what do you think one can focus on, like your area of strengths? Like you mentioned, you can't learn everything, but at certain areas you have your strengths and your weakness. What do you advise one to concentrate on now? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Olabode. Okay, so for your first question, okay, so my approach usually is when they invite you to a management meeting with your boss, of course, your boss does not want you to take a shine off them. Sometimes they don't want to. I mean, if you have a boss who doesn't want you to speak, because if you speak now, they'll probably say, one day management can wake up and say, do you actually need this guy? Let this one go, let this guy stay. So they don't want that. So what you can do, see, like I always tell people, there's a time for everything. Your time to shine would come. Okay, it's your idea. What I'll do is I don't stress myself. Once they ask question, I know that my boss is not. Just type the idea or write the idea, slip it to him to say, sir, this is why that question they're asking. This is why we don't do it. Sometimes I'll be in the meeting. They're asking question. HR, we have done this. Why is HR not? Immediately they're asking me, I already chatting with my team. Why did this happen? They respond to me, sir. Okay, and I respond, okay, it's because then I come and say, guys, you saved me. They were asking, they were just bombarding the chat. They know that they are. I've asked them, not yet, but they're not there. If they were there, I probably okay. Sometimes in meeting, they ask, okay, HR, blah, blah, blah. I say, okay, hold on, let me call the HR in charge. And that does not take any time for me. He only tells them that I've designated this person to handle this responsibility. And if there is an issue, I need the person here. We need to discuss it. I mean, if it's a flaw, I'll tell you, it's just HR flaw. I will apologize. We'll fix it, and I'll fix it with my team. And I'll call them. Okay, this what happened? Why did we? And they say, oh no, we actually did it. We did it. Then I'll come back with my full folder. No, we did it. You did it. Your team did not check. You did not check. So if we start feeling so, okay. I mean, I'll give you a look at you have shared me today. We'll see tomorrow. And they will come back. They will tell you that when you give us like you don't. So once you have an idea, you don't necessarily need to. If they ask you to speak, you speak. Speak respectfully and not trying to undermine your manager. When you speak, you just speak from the point of what you know, knowledge. Okay, I think we should do this. I think we should like, in fact, even if you have not discussed very well with your manager, like I was discussing with my Oga, and he has also contributed, I think he's also on board with me. I'm not sure, sir. Am I speaking your mind? And then you share it. You have to be smart, emotional intelligence, and be strategic in this thing. Before you be, otherwise, if it's not somebody that likes you, just be looking for how to remove you. Every error, every mistake you make, once it gets to meeting like this, and they say, HR, is this boy? I told you guys, we don't need this guy. That's, you focus on you. So you want to be very careful. If it doesn't take anything from you, your time would come. I don't like to bring guys down to say I want to climb. What's my business? I will climb. I know, I don't have any doubts. I will climb, but I just need to take my time. I'll get there. Okay. Your second question on self-development. So first of all, you want to know where are you currently? Where are you currently? I can bet you by the time you sit down, you begin to ask yourself, you look at all the HR functions. Which one is it that I'm not very, vast with, or I'm not, in terms of knowledge, I don't have it. Those are the ones you want to first, just learn it, begin to work it out, begin to put them into practice. Start from there. Otherwise, when you feel you have, good depth of what you do as an HR, then what you want to do is, okay, a lot of the time you will need leadership. You need to build your leadership. Your leadership approach style is very, very important. You're talking about your boss today. What if you get there tomorrow? Would you do the same thing? So those are the things you want to begin to learn now. How do I manage people? My communication style? You do a review, ask your colleague, do a self-appraisal. What would you consider as my strength? What would you consider my weakness? I do it with my team. It's always phone call. I would like to you. Say you don't like to big call. And it's true. Once I pick your call, go straight to the point. Yeah, I'm not the type you will call me. Once you call me, hello, yes, good morning, yes, good morning. Don't because, how was your evening? How was your weekend? Because I'm already at work. I'm already on work mode. I'm probably doing something, and then I'm like, okay. Something like, okay, so how can I help you? Just let me know how I can help you. And then they tell me, okay, fine, don't worry, I'll fix it. Or if I'm not picking up, just send me a chat, say, oh, I need this, or this is, and then I'll respond, okay, we'll fix it, and then we'll fix it. But I'm not the type that, I have colleagues, sometimes you call me, and I know that you are the story type. I just give it to them, please. Let me answer this one. I don't want to keep myself. I want to do some other stuff. So that's my area I know. So, and I don't stress myself about it. I'm not going to keep myself, So, but you need to also know, where are you? Where do you want to get to? Okay. In the position, like I always say, when you are promoting people from a level 1 to a level 2, if level 1 requires that you are able to do task A, B, C, D, and level 2 requires to do A, B, C, D, E, please do not go to level 2 when you only know how to do that A, B, C. Because when you get to that level, you're going to crash and they're going to sack you because of lack of competency. So what you want to do is first understand A, B, C, D well, A, B, C well, and the D. Once you know the D, even if you don't know the E, but then you get to level 2, you won't struggle hard. You won't struggle because one, you find your balance and you get it right. But when you don't know anything about the next level you are going into, you're going to crash. You are the top guy, that everybody's hailing, then you be the guy that see, you don't reach this position, he doesn't know anything. That's not who you want. That's not you. So you want to have an idea of, be able to do 50% of what that role entails before you move into that role. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your feedback to those questions. We'll take the final question or comment for tonight from Mr. Oyilayo Larewaju. You have the floor.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I want to say that this teaching is an eye-opening for me, and also is something I've been struggling with. More so, I also want to thank you for helping me see my faults in this and what I need to improve on. But it is sometimes a bit difficult, especially for one-man business. HR, it has not been easy. My previous job, I had issue with my MD. I severally chat with him, try to know what the success factor, what he defined as success factor for me, what that is. And he told me, okay, this is what I want you to do, recruit regularly, this and that. And suddenly he just said, oh, administrative. I dive into administration, to ensure that this and this is the office properly run well. After then, I continuously recruit, but still, he wasn't satisfied. I came up with so many strategy, and when I think maybe he got to a stage, he felt maybe I was pushing too much, and he had to tell me that labor law is not acknowledged here. I said, oh my God. I kept on pushing to work, but at the end of the day, our relationship does not. I almost lost my self-esteem because he made me feel as if I don't know what I'm doing, how to go about my job. When I got there, people were leaving. The salary was not okay. I brought it up to him. He did some increments in some of the staff, but because of the nature of business that we do, because people are exposed to money and their desire was much, I kept on trying to manage the situation, pushing, tilting towards the employee side, tilting towards management side. And sir, it got to a stage, I was just like, okay, where will I be? And I kept on managing. And in the midst of the manager, I had one of the manager that is always putting me on the spot in front of the employee to make me look as if I'm a bad person. I'm not pushing for them. All of this I put together. And when you emphasize recruitment, I doubled the numbers of staff that he wanted in the organization, despite the fact that we were having people leaving. I put effort to do that, but at the end of the day, he said I wasn't professional enough. I was like, He said, I am not doing this. I am not doing that. Okay. I said, I sat down, I did an evaluation of myself. What am I doing wrong? What I'm not doing? So when I realized that he can call me out in the midst of, if we have meeting, he call me out in the midst of everybody. If sales team are doing the wrong thing, at the end of the day, he will just patch the whole thing, throw it on HR. Throw it on HR. Things that I have fixed. And maybe because me, I'm a type of person, I can do things and I don't like blowing my trumpets. But I think later on, I learned that even if you are doing the right thing, let people know that you are the one doing it. There are a lot of things that I put in behind and I will not put my face to it. And at the end of it, I realized that the other manager are taking the shine as if it's their own idea. Yes, I wasn't concerned about it, but I just later realized that he wants someone to be at the forefront. And at the end of the day, he kept on pushing the blame on me. So when I realized that, okay, Lanre, I'm losing my self-esteem, it's high time I need to just leave. But with today's teaching, I've been able to see certain things that I need to, maybe moving forward, if such situation repeats itself, the best way for me to manage it well, to deal with the C-suits, and also what I also need to put in place as an individual. So I want to say a big thank you to you. I really appreciate this learning. Thank you so much, sir.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. It's not easy. So sometimes you have difficult bosses, but I always say, see, the person you consider difficult, somebody else will consider, very nice. Okay, so I appreciate the fact that you try to understand him, but sometimes it won't just work. The relationship will not just work, irrespective of whatever you do, wherever you commit yourself, it won't just work. So you don't kill yourself. Okay. Sometimes, a lot of the time, some employees, they don't understand their manager. And I usually advise, because there's something the manager is looking out for, and there's something else you want to do. They have different approach. So it will be very, very difficult for you to be on the same page as a team. You have a manager who is, mean, they've employed is looking at you, okay, you do this. I mean, you are doing all, I mean, checking all the job details, job function, you are doing it. But he's also looking at you as a leader, and you should be pushing it into, but he's not seeing that in you. And the guy is now worried. This guy, if I say he's not the guy, I think he's the wrong employment. So once he begins to nurse that feeling, before you know it, he's always looking at you like, not the guy. You understand? So sometimes when you sit with them, it's okay, I understand what you have said. What do you want? Let's have it documented. What do you want? Just list it out for me. You get the list of what they want. Okay, I want you to do this. I want you to do. What do you expect of me? What are your expectations of me? They list it out. Okay, you want this, you want this. Okay, no problem. So I'll look at it. If they are realistic, maybe something you're now, then you build yourself, or you work on it, or you begin to do them. But otherwise, you tell yourself, this one just look for excuse, just look for a way to just, maybe doesn't want me here. Just, because I can tell you, if somebody does not want you, I can tell the employee when I'm doing induction, see, if they don't want you, they will find every way, every means to remove you. Okay, just late 5 minutes. Only you in the department late 5 minutes, you will get query. You understand? So, and I mean, you explain today, you how many times do you want to be explaining why you are late 5 minutes, you are late 10 minutes, you made error here, you made, so when somebody doesn't want you, just frustrate your life, until you leave. Okay. But I always, before that time, always find out what are your expectations of me occupying this role. What are you expecting? Because sometimes the expectations are different. I'm looking at it this way, he's looking at it that way. Okay. So, just try and work on these things. It helps. There's no one, there's nobody who don't have followers. Okay, irrespective of how bad you think the person is, even if you consider somebody very toxic, they do have people who are their followers, So whether the person, the followers are toxic or they are not, they still have followers. Okay, so it's now you don't need to know yourself, be who you want to be. If you want to follow this person, you want to be this person. You can follow somebody and not be them. Okay, you can follow their good traits, pick one or few things, and then I don't want to do this. It's just the same way. You learn from somebody. This my guy is very good with work, but there's a flaw here. Then it is that flaw you want to correct from your own. So I don't want to be a leader like that. I want to be a leader this way. Okay, this is the kind of person I want to be. So you just remove one of few things. It's not like their totality is bad. Is bad, but you just need to see it. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Odunlami. This has been phenomenal. There is absolutely nothing to add or take away from this excellent presentation. The slides were beautiful. The illustrations, real life experience you shared, insights you provided were on top notch. Sir, I would like to make a promise to you. I will come back for you. You don't need to commit back. Understand? I'm just telling you my own promise. Don't make any commitment back.
It's my honor. Thank you very much.
How beautiful this was. On behalf of the over 60, 70 people who joined this session live, and the other hundreds of people who will watch later on YouTube, we want to say sincere thank you for what you do. Let me just share this. Someone reached out to me a few months ago about Mr. Odunlami to say, oh, this is my line manager at work. He's an excellent professional. I think you should reach out to him and he should share with us at HR Mentorship. Not only did I reach out to him, he was humble to even join the group and has been contributing actively. And when the call for this particular topic came out, he volunteered his time and service. Again, I would like to say thank you. I like to say that there are a few, not many, a few HR people, out there that their subordinates can make a recommendation for. And I can imagine if your subordinate at work can recommend you to HR Mentorship, recommend you to me. I wonder what other great things they are recommending you for. And I'll conclude by saying that Mr. Odunlami said it, but I'd like to reiterate that for some of us, maybe not all of us, that recommendation that will take us to that C-suite will not come from somebody who is already in C-suite. I know somebody that became a CEO of a major organization in Nigeria because the driver of the chairman recommended him to the chairman to say, chairman, what about so and so? Within a space of 2 weeks, they have started having a conversation. Now, the man is excellent, he is good, he has all the qualifications and credentials, but he was no longer in the system. The chairman said, do you remember Mr. So and so? And that person did not only become the managing director, he was the managing director for 10 years. There is always somebody around you who is watching you today. They may seemingly not appear to have influence. So that's why we don't advocate eye service, because if I see Mr. Odunlami, it's easy for me to say, how are you, sir? Good day, sir. But how will I treat that HR officer or that staff? So what we are saying is, let's be professional. We won't need to do eye service because we are consistent across the board. Thank you so much, Mr. Odunlami. Again, for every professional, right? We also do not take your time and presence for granted. This is Easter Saturday. You are all busy. Even if it is with your leisure, that is also equally important to us. Tomorrow is another day. We will meet for another session. Thank you, and good night, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.